also we're going to talk about the different types of data types in Lua. Lua uses dynamic typing, which means that any variable can contain any type of data, whether it be a nil, Boolean, string, or number, or a table. You do not need to specify it as you would in other programming languages. You just go ahead and just start assigning values to your variables. So we'll go ahead and start with the nil data type. All undeclared or empty variables have a value of nil. So for example, if I print x, x is not defined yet, so it's going to return a value of nil. If I create a variable, I've defined a variable y, but it has no value. So if I print y, I'll get nil as well. So that's a good way to check to see if you have been defining variables, whether or not the variable has any data in it. Just check to see if it's nil. The next variable type we're going to talk about are Booleans. Booleans are true and false. The nice thing about Lua is that anything other than false or nil is considered to be true. So for example, X contains the string hello world. If I say if X, then print and there you go, it prints yes, because X is neither false or nil, so it's true. So that's another way. Nice thing about Lua is if I wanted to say if z this is going to fail because z is undefined. It's a nil, which is also false, so it's not going to print yes. If you're going to assign a Boolean variable, it's pretty simple. X equals true. There you get true. The next data type are numbers. In Lua, all numbers are floating point numbers, so there is no integer data type, which allows you to do math on all types of variables. You can mix match integers, floating points, whatever. You could also do something like this. And x is equal to y, even though y is a floating point and x looks to be like an integer. They are equivalent. The next one is strings. Strings will probably be used the most in any program that you create. I definitely use strings the most. So again, strings are defined just enclosing a word or phrase or whatever in quotation. Now, let's see, let's change that to Z. X, Y, and Z are all the same. As you can see there. Now, the reason for using the different types of enclosing quotes, you would use it for different reasons. So, for example, I normally use double quotes to surround my strings. But let's say I have a string that contains double quotes in it. In this case, I can use the single quote. Oops, let me get rid of that double quote. And that double quote, change that to, there you go. So now, if I print X, there you see my double quote showing up. So same thing, if I'm going to use a single quote in a string, I probably would want to use the double quotes. Now that double bracket that you see up where Z is defined, you can use that if your string contains both single and double quotes. So, for example, and so notice that when I print Z, the single quote and double quote is stored in the variable. So that's it for strings. The next and final one is the tables, and this is a more complex data type. It's more like an array, and definitely you'll be using this a lot in your programming. So for a simple way to define a table is to just define it with curly braces. This is an empty table. And there you go. It shows that it's a table. There's nothing in it, but we can easily populate it. So we'll go X, and we'll go and there you go. There's my table. This table contains 3 items, a string, a number, and a Boolean variable in there. You can check this. That'll print out David. There's another way we can check it. Prints out. So the brackets, you can use the bracket notation or the dot notation. That's your preference. One is, I prefer to use the dot notation when possible. It helps me to see that the name is actually sort of like a property of X. So that's it for the data types. We'll go into more details on tables in our next episode.